Hello, I am Dr. CDCS, and this is Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. I'll be playing the demo today. Just released today. In fact, I got a notification in my inbox that the demo was put out, and I wanted to check it out. This game is being developed by Game Excite and published by Daedalic. Game Excite has made a couple of games in the Asterix and Obelix universe, and this is their first foray into Star Trek. And it is a roguelike, I should say, where you are in control of the USS Voyager as she finds herself in the Delta Quadrant, and you get to make the choices. I've played a bit of it, as you can see by the profile there, but I wanted to do another look at it for anyone that wanted to see what it was like. You can actually play the demo yourself. The link is available in the description below. Demos out there for you to try out yourself. I should point out that it is a demo, and there may be some little issues with the game, but they should be hopefully addressed in the final product. Let's take a look at the settings for the game, and we immediately, with game, we get language options. You can adjust graphic options. When you first run this game, it does detect, based on your configuration, the optimal settings. So I didn't mess around with any of it. I just left it as is, and from what I played, it seems to run fine. Audio, you got a number of options available to you. And other than that, let's begin a new profile. We'll start a new game, and we'll check it out. So you're the captain of the Federation starship USS Voyager. Manage your ship and crew and plot a course. That goes really fast. Stardate 40. Oh, there we go. A new ship, a new crew, a new mission. Today we embark on a mission to locate a Maquis vessel that has disappeared in the Badlands. Starfleet intelligence believes these terrorists have acquired dangerous new technology. My chief of security, Tuvok, is undercover aboard that ship. I haven't received communication from him in over a week. The Badlands are treacherous. I can only hope he's safe. In the meantime, I have a starship to prepare for launch and a crew to assemble. Speaking of which, our final two crew members have just arrived, Ensign Ari Kim and Tom Paris. It seems I have a few introductions to make. Gentlemen, welcome to Voyager. Ensign Kim, you're fresh from the academy, ready for your first deep space assignment? Reporting for duty, Captain. It's an honor to be here. I hope to live up to your expectations. Ensign Kim, I trust you've already met Tom Paris, our esteemed observer, a former Maquis pilot who will help us search the Badlands for the Maquis vessel. With all due respect, ma'am, observer is hardly a title befitting my talents. I am the best damn pilot in this sector. Call me pilot extraordinaire, Ensign. The Maquis. Wow, I've heard of a lot of stories about them. Relax, I was with the Maquis only for a few weeks before I was captured and sent to a lovely little penal colony in New Zealand. Prison? Enough chatter, gentlemen. All hands as the captain. Report to your stations. Helm, take us to the Badlands and maximum warp. So it's kind of following the first episode's storyline. That's nice. Graphically, it does look nice. I do love the interface. It is an LCARS interface, which I'm a big fan of. Into the Badlands. The Badlands, a treacherous region of space where violent plasma storms can cripple even the most advanced starships. Captain Janeway observes the swirling chaos from the view screen, a subtle smile playing on her lips. She's ready for the challenge. Scanners are picking up no other vessels in the system, Captain. It's your time to shine, Mr. Paris. Any idea where your former colleagues might be hiding? I wasn't exactly Maquis of the Year, Captain, but they did prefer underground bases, remote planets, and... Captain, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm reading a coherent Tetrion beam scanning us, and a displacement wave heading toward us. Incoming. A colossal wave of turbulent energy surges towards Voyager, its power dwarfing anything the crew has ever seen. With no time to analyze the threat, emergency measures are initiated. Oh, there's the wave. Red alert! Helm, evasive maneuvers! Oh, that is some nice red alert there. Very nice. No effect. The wave will intercept us in 5 seconds. Brace for impact. Aftermath. As the crew regains consciousness, they find their bridge in total devastation. Twisted metal, sparkling consoles, and injured crewmates paint a grim picture. What just happened? I wonder indeed. So yeah, pretty quick run through of the first episode of what happened. Oh, that's nice. Oh, look at that. Damage to the ship. This will be something I'm wondering if they'll have in the... As you play the game, there's more damage to the ship. If this will be more this will be cool to see. Well, I'm kind of really interested in seeing this, seeing how this plays out. Damage report: major hull and deck damage. The transporter is offline, and we're receiving casualty reports. I'm curious to see if this is going to be something like if the ship takes damage. Will this be the way the bridge looks? Very cool. I'm very, very excited for this. Bridge to sickbay. Doctor, I've got injured crew on the bridge. Doctor? Damn. Captain, we're using systems across multiple decks. The deuterium tanks are empty. Warp core has gone to gray mode. We're on reserves, barely. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Scan for the nearest source of deuterium. External sensors are offline. Stellar cartography must be down. Voyager is blind, Captain. I did notice this, that the text for Voyager is slightly off from the rest of the text. I wonder why that's the case. Maybe it's because it's the actual name of the ship. That's why it needs to be different from the rest of the dialogue. Maybe you can change it. Sorry, got a bit of hiccup there. Janeway to engineering. We need stellar cartography back online now. So here's the tutorial. So the question mark, there'll be a question mark there you can click on at any time around here, and it'll bring up the tutorial at any moment if you're lost. But yeah, click on the icon over here on the left pad. It has also control support, so this might work on a Steam Deck. Some tutorials require... additional tutorials will not pop up during gameplay, but automatically appear in the tutorial list. Check the new tutorial screens now. So we can activate the room. Activate stellar cartography in the lower left part of the ship. To activate it, open up its menu by selecting the room and switching on the power supply. Alright. We'll do that right now. Switch it on. Captain, sensors are picking up something out there, but, what Harry is trying to stammer is that we're not in the Badlands anymore. We are not. What is that thing? Where are we? If our sensors are working, we just jumped over 70,000 light years into the Delta Quadrant. The Delta Quadrant? How? Captain, life support systems are failing. This array will have to wait. Mr. Paris, take the helm, find us a deuterium source. So, scan points of interest and mark with the white question marks to reveal resources. So let's do that right now. So we're low on deuterium, which is right there. So let's start scanning planets. Click this to scan. There's geranium there. Now we can get deuterium, so I guess that was a positive hit. Navigate your ship by traveling to various locations. While traveling, time passes in the form of cycles. When visiting points of interest, you can choose between different approaches with different risks and outcomes. So this is the RNG bit of the game. Every moment there'll be choice during this game, and you'll have a possible chance to either get a really good result or not so good result or a really bad result. So in the case of the game, you have excellent, which is dark green, and good, which is light green, which have more rewards, extra resources, morale increases. Average, yellow, can include minor setbacks. And orange and red are not great. You don't want that. So let's see. We first have to go here, set a course. We can WSAD around and zoom in. And as you can see, we have a small debris field, and it's light green all across the board. We have a chance to get 367. It looks like there's nothing else on there, but if we go here, we can use the tractor beam to try and clump up the debris for easier collection. We use the tractor beam, and we can get more, but there's just under a 50% chance of it going to yellow, which might be a not so ideal result, but let's try it out. Oh, come on. Unfortunately, there were less useful parts than we hoped that scattered in debris, so we only got 198. All right, let's see. We got to get some more. We need 190 out of 250. So scan duranium. Scan this duranium. There's another deuterium source. We'll head over there. And we'll take the bait. There's only one option here, but we'll take it. There we go, through an extra 397. We can now deactivate gray mode. Excellent. Ready to increase warp core output. So here's a cross section of the ship. The warp core is the reactor that powers the ship. To generate energy, it continuously consumes deuterium. Depending on the reactor level, you can produce more energy, but deuterium is required. Increase the power output by selecting the main engineering and switching the warp core to a higher tier. All right, we'll select main engineering, and you can see here that we're currently in gray mode, which uses no deuterium but gives us 20 energy. And we could swap to, well, at some point, tier 6, eh? But right now we're on tier 1, and 1 deuterium equals 5. Or 20. Our energy levels are returning to normal. Good. Now what about this thing, this array? I can't tell, Captain, but our scanners detected a Maquis vessel next to it. So we can try hailing them or scan for life signs. And there's a 100% chance of success. We'll try it. Scan the ship for life signs, Ensign. There's no one on board, Captain. Scan the array then. Sure. 40% chance of that plus the sensor array, I think, maybe gives us an extra 35? What about the array? It seems our sensors can't penetrate it. A failure? What? We just have to see for ourselves. I want the transporter room repaired and ready. I believe when I tried this, it did work. So yeah, wow, that was a pretty bad result. Mr. Paris, get us to a duranium deposit. We'll need it to repair the transporter room. Alright, luckily I found some. We'll set a course for that planet, that Class H. Probably should have went there first, but we'll grab some uranium. Safely search for anything valuable without entering the station. There we go. We now have all the uranium we need. Engineering standing by to repair the transporter, Captain. Let's click on that transporter room. And it requires 14 duranium. We have 45. These are repair teams. So these are work teams. So we only have one, so that's all we need, and it will be instantaneously repaired. This means cycles. There we go. Transporters are back online, Captain. Mr. Paris set a course for the array. It's time we got some answers. So yeah, let's quickly go over the UI. Seems pretty straightforward, simple to use. The tutorial definitely does help, but you can actually click here to cycle through the different aspects of the ship, or you can press the numbers on your keyboard. And yeah, so you have system view right now, and you have the cross section of the ship to show you what you can and can't access, or in this case, you maybe want to repair something. But right now, our main objective is to fly to the array, so we'll play out the tutorial, or the demo, I should say. And let's click on the caretaker. I think you just set course by clicking and holding the left mouse button. Yeah, you can. All right, and here we are. Ensign Kim and Mr. Paris, get ready for your first away mission. So we're going to be doing an away mission here. The transporter room. Away missions present a series of challenges. So there are challenges. Heroes possess skills and traits. Select heroes with the matching skills for your away team. All right. So I guess these are the potential challenges you'll face on the away mission, and so you got to round out your away team with the proper, I guess, selection. I mean, we only have two options here, so we'll take Harry, Kim, and Tom Paris. That fills out all our requirements. Let's start the mission. Alright, so the away mission. Decide on what approach and select a hero to complete the challenge with the appropriate skill. If the challenge is lower than the requirement, the success chance is displayed. Captain, we seem to materialize in the middle of a cornfield. This place, it's eerily similar to Earth, but something's off. Any suggestions on what to do next? So, we can either look for footprints or special noises, or we can scan for any life signs or strange energy signatures. So, if we use Tom with his 25, the majority of this will be a success, but it's a small chance of failure. Or we can use Harry Kim, and the chance of success is increased. Let's try scanning for life and see if this works out. Oh, I guess these are the 4 challenges. Oh, okay, cool. Success. Harry and Tom use their tricorders to scan for life signs and detect a strange energy spike emanating from a nearby area. Following their readings, they navigate through the corn and find a farm with people working the fields. An old man sits on the porch of a nearby farmhouse strumming a banjo. So after a challenge, the participating team members are fatigued and their skill values are reduced. Let them rest for the next challenge to recover and plan ahead accordingly. So, Captain, this old man seems harmless enough. He might know what's going on here. How should we approach him? So, Kim is fatigued. We could choose Tom for this next set. So, demand to know what is going on. Try to read his body language for any clues. It'll cost 22. Demanding to know stuff costs 40, so there's a high chance of failure on this one. This one, not so bad. The chance of success is pretty high. Argue with the fact that this can't be a farm on Earth and you want to know what's going on. We could try this, but he's already fatigued. We'll give him a chance to rest and we'll let Tom play this one out. What are the odds of failure here? Look at that. Harry and Tom discreetly observe the old man, trying to analyze his body language. Something feels off, like he's putting on an act. They can't quite put his finger on, why. The old man seems perplexed by their presence, muttering about Harry and Tom being early and how it's not their turn yet. He invites them to stay on the farm and wait, offering them some fresh corn cobs. You can select more than one hero for a challenge if they possess the required skill. If the accumulated skill value is equal or higher than the required number, you have a chance for a critical success. Alright, so there's your skills and there's the chance bar. The old man isn't much help. We'll try and find the Maquis ourselves. There's a large barn behind the farmhouse. The tricorder readings are off the charts. There's definitely something strange about it, especially the back wall. So we could try doing it solo. Well, either Tom or Harry could do it individually, or we could try a combined approach, and it definitely would be positive with a small chance of a really good result, I think. So we might get 150 deuterium out of this. Deuterium, right? And we'll try the obvious one. Let's see if this works. Alright. Harry and Tom try to disrupt the energy field, causing a flicker in the air. But before they can break their illusion, the people from the field burst in, wielding farm tools as weapons. The old man appears and reveals the barn is an illusion, the back wall dissolving to show a bluish glowing room where unconscious people, including a tattooed man and half Klingon woman, lie on surgical tables. So we got 150 deuterium out of that. Alright, cool. So consequences. Sometimes you have to make major decisions that have a large influence on how the story proceeds. These decisions are marked with a golden outline. Alright, so these people must be the missing Maquis. They're being held here, Captain. We must get them out of here. So we can either go for the tattooed man or wake up the half Klingon woman. We'll either get some duranium or deuterium. We have a chance of, well, it's a success if we go and try to wake up the tattooed man with Tom, or wake up the half Klingon woman, quick-witted. Let's try this. This is more than the standard requirement, so let's try it. Harry sprints towards the half Klingon woman, hoping to rouse her. As he reaches out, the old man stops him, a look of concern on his face. Before Harry can react, a blinding white light fills the room and everything goes blank. But we did get our success and our extra resources. Mission is complete. successful challenges. We've got 200 points. So at the end of everything, you get a little completion screen, whether or not you failed or succeeded. Very cool. We got some rewards as well. Some research, I think. I think that's research, and that's deuterium. Deuterium or duranium? I'm always getting confused between the two. I think it's deuterium is the fuel. Alright, a sudden return. Captain Janeway anxiously awaits the return of her away team when Harry Kim unexpectedly materializes behind her. What happened on the array? So when I was trying this out, I chose the other option, and Paris came back. Whoa, I'm back on Voyager. What happened over there, Mr. Kim? We lost contact with you for several hours. Hours? But we were just there, right, Tom? Tom? Seems like he's still on the array. I hope you have a hidden piloting talent, because we're short. Captain, we're being hailed by the Maquis. Starfleet! I don't know what you did to our commander, but I can still ram this wreck into your precious starship. Ram us? One of our own is also missing. It would make sense to postpone the ramming until we're all accounted for. Does that sound reasonable? We're beaming over. Despite Janeway's invitation, the arrival of the Maquis crew is fraught with tension. Both sides remain wary as they prepare to discuss their shared predicament. So I'm pretty sure in the TV show it was Chakotay that got rescued. So this is a alternate. We're already on a diverging path with B'Elanna being rescued first. Very cool. Don't play game, Starfleet. We're armed and ready to defend ourselves. As you stand behind her. I wouldn't have it any other way. Glad to have you back, Tuvok. Likewise, Captain. Miss Torres, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate the Maquis. I never liked you, Vulcan. That is unsurprising. I assure you that I perform my Maquis duties to the highest standards. Patak. You win some, you lose some. Let's focus on bringing Mr. Paris and your commander back. His name is Chakotay, and we can't get back in that easy. They're sealed, and their communications are cut off. Lieutenant Tuvok, get down to engineering and find a way to bypass whatever's jamming our communications. Report back as soon as you have a solution. Captain, the ship's status remains critical. Repair protocols are imperative. We require resources and engineering offices to mobilize additional workforces. Prioritize life supports, secure core decks, and restore Deck 5 functionality first to gain access to the engineering deck. Man, there's a lot happening. There's not enough time. There's not much time to digest everything that's happening to you. The demo definitely wants you to go and experience all parts of what the game has to offer. And it's pretty quick about it. So now we're up on life support. To be able to supply power to a room, you need to activate the life support unit of the corresponding deck. Each life support unit consumes energy, so plan accordingly. So here's the life support unit. We want to switch it on. It will consume 18 power. Life support restored in Deck 5, Captain. Engineering office is now accessible. And of course, it's a mess. We'll have to fix it before we can even use it. So let's go to the engineering office and let's repair it. We have a work crew on standby. It'll take 2 cycles to repair it, and it'll cost duranium, 13. Repairs in progress. Until completion, it will be logical to scan all planets in the system and gather more deuterium and duranium. That makes sense? Alright, let's explore the system, and gather resources. So let's go to system. That's very cool. Let's see here. Let's go over to here. Set a course. Alright, engineering office has been fixed. We'll get an extra work team as well. Engineering office fully operational, Captain. We now have an additional work team to carry out 2 tasks simultaneously. Alright, so building or repairing rooms, even clearing rubble, occupies work teams. To be able to carry out several tasks at the same time, obtain additional teams by building or upgrading engineering offices. That sounds doable. Logically, we should now focus on Deck 2 and the mess hall to ensure the crew's food supply, maintaining their physical endurance. This requires reactivating life support in that section first. That makes sense. So morale, you also have to maintain. The morale bar shows your current morale. You can see it right here. And change to morale per cycle, and icons indicating your crew's needs. Open the overview screen by pressing tab and switch to morale to get detailed info about your crew's needs. Your decision in crew management, food, and crew quarters, and events affect crew morale. If morale falls to 0, the crew needs in the game is over. So let's turn on life support that requires 6 power. Alright, life support restored on Deck 2, Captain. Access to the mess hall is now possible. However, it has sustained extensive damage. Emergency rations are currently deployed. After repair, the crew can access replicator rations again. So we'll do that. Do repairs. Repairs in progress. Until completion, we should address crew accommodation. Ruined room must be cleared to create room for residential sections. So you can see some of the little grammatical mistakes there, but that's fine. So, kind of like this war of mine, you have rooms with debris and stuff you have to clear up if we're going to do anything. So this ship is heavily damaged and many parts are destroyed beyond repair. To free up new building space, you will have to first you'll have to remove the remnants of the old, select the room, and give the order to clear the debris. Removing debris takes time, cycles, and to pass the time, travel on the map. You could also there is a shortcut key. I'm not sure if you can see it now, but we'll go back and see if you can. I mean, right now we'll try exploring the system as a way to pass time. But before we do that, let's take a look again. This is a cut section of the USS Voyager, as you might have seen in many episodes. And the fact that they used this to go through the ship and make upgrades and repairs is very cool. I'm a big fan of this. I also really like the LCAR's design in general. And so seeing this is a very, very cool. One thing I did want to point out is that I did not ever see this. Mind you, I haven't seen all the episodes of Voyager, but I don't remember an Aero shuttle. I don't think I've ever seen this. Was this a thing that was there that got destroyed or something? What the heck is an Aero shuttle? But it's very cool. Can I click on it? No. Alright, well, let's press that. You can also hit it with tab, and this gives you an overview of the power situation. We also have morale, which you can see the crew needs. So 50 crew without quarters, so you got to build emergency crew quarters and emergency rations. Alright, we have 31 available crew, 19 assigned. Ooh, but ex-Borgie, okay. And some on our hero units. Very cool, very cool. Alright, let's go to system. So, abandoned mining station. We could either get 44 or try to risk it for the 68. We'll try the 44. There we go. Got it. That's a good haul. Scan. Deuterium. A debris field. Deuterium. Interstellar cloud. Or deuterium. Class Y. Deuterium. Class G. Oh, I've already gone there. Deuterium. And I've already gone there. Alright, so let's set a course here and grab some deuterium. Mess hall has been created. Alright, let's see. There's a lost spaceship here. You're receiving a hail. We could grab either 477 or try and get more. We'll try this. Oh, we have a cap. Okay. Lost due to full storage. Okay, so we only got 370. Okay, that's good to know. Well, unfortunately, I lost that. Okay, we're full, so we got 1,000 cap here. Well, I guess it does tell you max capacity 1,000. All right, cool. Very cool. Unfortunately, I lost that material, but that's fine. That's fine. I think we're supposed to go to the mess hall, and we can improve morale by switching from emergency to premium replicator rations. So we'll do that and take care of that morale hit. It will cost us, though. That's fine. But let us start building some rooms for crew. So let's clear the debris. While waiting for our work teams to finish, we should continue to collect more resources. Sounds like a plan. Can I please go back? I have another work team, so I'd like to empty this room as well. So I'll take 4 cycles. Oops. Let's see. Let's set a course. Alright, 2 ruined rooms have been cleared. Ruined room removal concluded. Maybe we should rebuild some crew quarters now? It'll do wonders for morale, Captain. So, building rooms. To build new rooms, select the empty building space to bring up the construction menu. If you have enough work teams and resources, you can build a room. Every room needs a corresponding area, so plan accordingly. So, I did clear out these 2 areas. I should have enough to build... Yes, crew quarters. Right here. I should go back to this. So, click here. You basically just left click, and it has a little wheel here. Click on this, and emergency quarters. It'll take 2 spots. You can actually see the requirements in the selection screen. But here's a tutorial on crew. Your crew is the lifeblood of your ship. Each room requires personnel to operate, so keep this in mind when adding new rooms or upgrades. Don't forget to provide the necessary accommodation or morale may drop faster than you like. So let's go over here. Go back to crew. And you can see just above build and operation, it takes 2 blocks on Voyager's map. So I want to build a second set. So that we got a hail. Let's go check it out. Captain, the array's jamming signal has been neutralized. We should be able to establish communication. Let's hope they respond. Hail the array. Who's this? Why are you bothering me? Oh, it's you. Why are you back? You don't have what I need. I remember that voice, Captain. It's the old man with the banjo, but his form is entirely different compared to how we appeared on the array. I am Captain Janeway of the Federation Starship Voyager. We mean you no harm. We just want our people back. Your people? Your people are no longer here. They might have what I need. You'll just have to leave them. So, Catherine Janeway appeal to his humanity, tell us where they are. You could have Janeway trying to intimidate them. Let B'Elanna do the talking. Or we can try an optional scan the array. I won't rely on the words of a stranger. Scan the array for signs of Tom or Chakotay. No sign in the captain, and no humanoid life forms indicated at all. Who or what are we talking to right now? Well, let's appeal to his humanity, I guess. This is the best chance of success, maybe? Let's try it. We are entrusted with their safety. Their families and friends rely on us to bring them home. They are our responsibility. Let's see if we can appeal to them, to their humanity. Success! I understand, but I had no choice. There just isn't enough time. Time for what? I must honor a debt that can never be repaid. Find something that cannot be found. What kind of debt, or offer your help? Let's offer our help. What are you looking for? Maybe we can help. You! I've searched the galaxy with methods beyond your comprehension. No, there's nothing you can do. No, you're stealing my time. Do you understand? I don't have time. Not enough time. We've been cut off, Captain. Damn it, we haven't gotten any closer to Paris and Chakotay. You managed to get something. You Starfleet don't know how to fight, but you sure talk good. Captain, if I may. I have observed that the array has been sending energy pulses towards the 5th planet of the neighboring system ever since our arrival. Given the lack of information regarding our missing crew's location, investigating this planet appears to be the most logical next step. It's the only lead we have. Thoughts, Miss Torres? I don't like this any more than you do, but it'll be easier if we work together, Captain. Elm, set course for the 5th planet of the neighboring system. Let's find our people. Set a course for the 5th planet of the neighboring system, maximum warp. So now it introduces us to the sector map. So when you select sector map, you can it shows the entire sector with several star systems. You can either travel directly to another system, or you can scan the system first and select a specific point of interest to visit. I assume that's what POI means, or POL. I think it's I, but okay. All right, so now we have the sector map, but first I'm just going to grab these resources. There we go. And let's go to the sector map, and let's go. 2 cycles away. Oh, so let's scan it. And we can tell it to go right here. Alright, emergency quarters have been built. So 1 reduction in morale per cycle. And cost us 2 power. Alright. We could either close the report or enter the ship. Let's enter the ship real quick. Let's see what else we can do. Let's clear Let's see. Not enough work teams. Oh. There we go. That should mean we can remove that. What about here? Alright, we'll clear that as well. And Voyager has arrived at their destination. Let's go in system. Very easy to understand interface. Seems very clear on what you got to do. Music-wise, doesn't appear to be using music from the actual TV show, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, if you're a fan of the show, wanted to hear that, it's kind of disappointing. But if you are planning to stream this or record this for YouTube or anything, the fact that you don't get copyrighted flags potentially is a very good thing, especially with the theme song with Star Trek IP. But here we are at Ocampa. Captain, we have reached our destination orders. Let's continue, I guess. Oh, very cool. Very nice. Let's see what we have here. Let us see. A new lead. Following the caretaker's energy pulses, Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Are Tom Paris and Captain Chakotay perhaps being held in this place? Yes, he is a captain. What makes this place so special? So, we could... Optional. Check the energy pulses, do a general scan of the planet. Let's go to stellar cartography. Let's see what we can learn about this planet. It has all the basic characteristics of an M-class planet, but no ocean, river, nothing. However, there are settlements. Leave it at that. Strange, but intriguing. Let's try the sensor array. Anything noteworthy about the energy pulses? They are consistently targeting a single location, a barren piece of desert. I recommend an away team investigates the area. There's something else. The interval between each pulse has decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the array. They're getting faster. The entity said he's running out of time, right? Whatever that means. We better hurry. Alright, let's prepare that away team. We'll examine this world firsthand. Oh, and there comes a ship. Captain, a small ship is approaching. They're hailing us. On screen. First contact. Oh my god. A peculiar alien with a mischievous grin greets Voyager from his chaotic vessel. Neither Starfleet nor the Maquis have ever seen such a species before. Perhaps an inhabitant of the Delta Quadrant? Greetings! Looking for something on this dusty old rock? Will we find anything, Mr... Neelix? Never seen a ship like yours. Let me guess, you were whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy and brought here against your will. Sounds as though you've heard this story before. Thousands of times. Well, hundreds of times. Maybe 50 times. But the caretaker has been bringing ships here for months now. The caretaker? That's what the Ocampa call him. He's probably snatched some of your crew too, right? They're likely down on the planet with the Ocampa. But, Captain, it's a tricky place. Dangerous. You could use a guide, but, of course, a guide needs a little, you know, compensation. Sounds fair. Wonderful! To be honest, I've had it rough recently. Those pesky void voles will have been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food and water would be most welcome. If you help us find our missing crew, you can have all the food and water you want. It's a deal. Neelix has been recruited. Following the show, more or less. Alright, rebuild Voyager and explore the system or skip cycles until Neelix is ready to talk. So, alright, let's scan this planet. Some deuterium there. Deuterium. Deuterium, a cap is 1,000, right? So we got still quite a bit. So we can go over here. Grab this. Grab these resources. Alright. Full storage. Oh, crap. Oh, okay. So we have a cap on that as well. Set a course for the interstellar cloud. Those ruined rooms have been cleared. Let's enter the ship while we're here. There's the other ruined room. Alright, that'll take 4 cycles to build. Let's build another set of crew quarters right there. Let's take a look. Where else can I build? I can only build where life support is, so I'm probably going to have to... Because I think it'll take 10 each, so I need to build one more room, so we're going to clear out this room here. I have to wait 4 cycles. Alright. Let's go back. Let's do the call. What a delicious meal! A culinary masterpiece. I've never encountered such a tangy but comforting, smooth yet vibrant concoction. What was it called again? Tomato soup. Tomato soup! I'm something of a culinary wizard myself, you know. My Alfarian hair pasta bowl is widely known for its bold, mouth-watering taste. Mr. Neelix, I am pleased you were enjoying yourself, but we need your assistance. Now. Ah yes, your missing crew. Right. Scan the southern continent and look for a range of dead volcanoes. At their foot you'll find a Kazon Ogla encampment. Kazon what? One Kazon sect of many. They control this part of the quadrant. They're a bit difficult, but with the right approach, even they can be reasoned with. I thought you said the Okampa had our people. Well, the Okampa do have your people. It's just fighting them is a bit tricky. My old pal, Mage Jabin, the Ogla leader, might know where to look. He's a nice guy, a bit gruff, but he owes me a favor. Let's ask for more information. Anything else we should know about these Kazon Ogla? Water is a precious commodity around these parts. The Ogla, they mostly get theirs through trade, so a little liquid diplomacy would go a long way. Send the away team down. Very well, prepare an away team, and you'll accompany them, Mr. Neelix. Alright, let's set a course for the planet. We reached our destination. Orders? Let's send the away team. So Neelix is part... He cannot be removed. So, let's see. If we take Tuvok... Tuvok will fulfill all our requirements right now. Innovator? We could take an innovator trait there. That'd be cool. That fulfills all our challenge requirements, I think. And we may not have the survivalist trait, but we have innovator, so let's try that one. The away team materializes in a small valley between the dead volcanoes. The sun burns down on them mercilessly. The hot air is hot and dry, and a sandy wind whips into their eyes. Alright. Captain, our tricores are malfunctioning, probably because of the energy impulses. How do we get our bearings in this dust bowl? So, orient yourself using the cardinal points. We don't have anyone that can do that. Struggle to survive. Struggle to your vantage point. So we don't have the required points. So there is a chance of failure here. Let's hope it works out. It's a small chance. Oh, we succeeded though. Team pushes forward, battling the strong winds and low visibility. Finally, they emerge onto a ledge with a clearer view of the surroundings. In the distance, they spot the Kazon Ogla settlement. However, the wind is picking up and a massive sandstorm is approaching from the south. Alright. Captain, a sandstorm is heading our way. We need to find cover fast. You can see in the images, it's supposed to be Tom, Chakotay, and Neelix, but that's not our team. Innovator. Design an intelligence shelter to withstand the storm. I guess because we have B'Elanna, we can do this? So yeah, let's do it. Success. B'Elanna wastes no time. With impressive efficiency, she swiftly constructs a wind-resistant shelter from the surrounding debris, all the while grumbling about the perceived incompetence of the Starfleet team. After what seems like an eternity, the storm subsides. The away team emerges unharmed and sets off in the direction of the Kazon Ogla settlement. And we got 30 resources out of that. We're already capped. Oh, no, we got more. Alright, so away mission risks. Sometimes certain approaches in away missions bear certain additional risks. Dangerous approaches are marked with a danger indicator right here. Failing such a challenge can result in injuries or even fatalities. Captain, we've reached the settlement. How should we approach the people? So, let the Talaxian do the introduction. Approach in a typical Starfleet manner. Or approach intimidatingly, weapons at the ready. Well, it's a high rate of success. We'll let the Talaxian make the introduction, I guess. Success 28. Neelix bounds forward, greeting the Kazon Ogla in his usual boisterous manner. The women and children seem to recognize him, but their expressions are skeptical rather than welcoming. The men approach cautiously, weapon in hand. A tall Kazon emerges from the settlement. Jabin, their leader, at the sight of Neelix, his face darkens. In the background, a badly bruised young woman who looks nothing like a Kazon, but more like a human with pointy ears, peers around the corner. Got 200 morale on that. Seems the Kazon don't find Neelix as charming as he'd led us to believe. How should we appease them, Captain? Assure them you have no bad intentions. We have 34. We'll get a morale boost. Or we could do this. Offer water in exchange for information about the Ocampo. It's a good thing we got Balana here. So let's try this one. Critical success! The team offers Jabin water from the replicators. Fascinated by this technology, Jabin accepts the offer and becomes more receptive. He explains that the Ocampo live underground, their access controlled by the caretaker, who also provides their only source of water. As proof, Jabin points to the bruised Ocampo woman he is holding as a slave, explaining that she is one of the few who managed to reach the surface, when suddenly Neelix grabs a phaser. He points it at Jabin and demands for the Ocampo girl to be freed. We got 22 resources out of that one, or duranium. Things are getting out of hand, Captain. We should retreat. So, appease and withdraw carefully. Carefully withdraw. Tactical retreat, we can run. Or secure retreat with phaser fire. So, there is a slightly high chance if we withdraw carefully or secure the retreat with phaser fire. Let's try this. What are the odds of this failing on us? Come on. Come on. Oh, crap. Hey, Crest has been recruited. The away team lays down covering fire, forcing the Kazon to take cover. This allows them to minimize their exposure to enemy fire. Jabin, though fierce, seems to acknowledge the away team's fighting skills. They escape with no casualties. Alright, cool. And there's the mission completion. We got 200 morale, 62 uranium. Pretty good. Alright. A bit unorthodox since we had to use our phasers, I guess. But hey, it worked out. And look at that. We got a critical success there. More than gratitude? Safely back on Voyager, Neelix surprises the rest of their away team as he and the rescued woman kiss passionately. How deep does the relationship between the two go? I guess you have to save Kes. There's no way to avoid that. Huh, interesting. It would have been cool to see how that worked out if we'd never rescued her. My dearest Kes, didn't I promise I'd save you? I knew you would come for me, my love. You lied and endangered my crew. This is not how trust is built, Mr. Neelix. He was desperate, Captain, but I understand. I want to repay you and your crew for saving me. As Jabin said, the access to the underground city is controlled by the caretaker. There is a tunnel, but the caretaker sealed it with a security barrier. We may be able to transport through the barrier if it had the slightest breach. A transporter signal amplifier would be necessary. Excellent idea. Kes, can you help us once we've located the breach? Of course, it is the least I can do. I'm grateful. Now, we can ask these optional things or go straight to the next point. Well, let's ask what she knows. What can you tell us about the caretaker? For generations, he has provided the Ocampo with food, water, energy, and protection from the outside world. Any idea why he does it, or where he came from? No, we do have stories about legends about him, but they're just stories and legends. Ask how Kes and Neelix met. Kes, Mr. Neelix, I'm curious, how did you two meet? I met Kes while I was trading with the Okazon Ogla. They enslaved her, but she was kind, even to someone like me. I had to get her out. He visited, brought me gifts, made me laugh. He was the only good thing in that terrible place. We fell in love. I admit I used you, Captain. I apologize, but I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Ask Kes why she came to the surface. Kes, if it's so dangerous on the surface, why did you leave your home? I felt a strong pull to explore the world beyond the city. I yearned for the freedom to discover new things and learn about myself. Seeing my people so dependent on the caretaker, unable to even think for themselves, it was unbearable. We were once a people who had full command of our mind's abilities. Well, we have things to do. Alright, someone get started on the transporter signal amplifier, and Kes, we'll go to sickbay and have you examined. Okay, well, repair and activate the science laboratory to research the transporter signal amplifier. So let's go to the ship cross-section. We have sickbay in the science laboratory. Let's go over here and let's see. We don't have enough repair teams right now, so let's skip cycles by pressing X. Our energy reserves are going down. That's fine. Alright, 2 emergency quarters have been built. That leaves just 1 left that we have to deal with. But right now, let's go to the science laboratory and do that. And at the same time, we'll repair the Sick bay, so 2 cycles on the science lab, and sick bay 3 cycles. Let's skip some cycles. 271. All right, let's go to the systems menu. While we're here, we might as well grab some resources. All right, science lab has been repaired. All right, the science lab is back online. We can start researching the signal amplifier. Okay, here it is. Transport a signal amplifier 3 cycles to research. Heroes. Assign a hero to the room to receive an efficiency bonus. 19% to room efficiency, 14%. I guess Harry Kim? Alright, we'll assign him their science. 33% room efficiency. Cool. 1 cycle until sickbay is repaired. We'll grab the safe route. Oh, whoa. That almost went bad. We'll continue there. Almost capped there. That's good. 75 there. We're pretty good on either, so we'll do that. Skip some time and get sickbay up. Sickbay is now online. Injured and sick crew will be placed in the sickbay automatically. After treatment, they'll go back to work. Increase the efficiency of the sickbay by assigning a suitable hero. Computer, initiate emergency medical holographic program. Introducing the Doctor. With no other options available, Captain Janeway activates Voyager's emergency medical hologram. A shimmering figure materializes in sickbay, ready to provide critical care. Please state the nature of the medical emergency. Doctor, our chief medical officer is dead. You have to take care of the sickbay for now. And this patient is Kess. There's no need for concern. I am capable of treating any injury or disease. A broken ulna, a few minor bruises and grazes. Nothing I can't handle. You're in the most capable hands, young lady. Thank you, Doctor. That's very kind of you. I expect you to do your best, Doctor. Do my best? Captain, I am programmed for optimal medical care. What else would I do? Now, if you excuse me, I have a patient to attend to, and a sickbay to reorganize. Alright, let's go to sickbay. We can use Q and E to cycle through. So it's on. Manage patients. We have none right now, so let's assign a hero. And we'll assign the Doctor to the room. Makes sense. Anything else? I think I still need to build rooms. So let's just build rooms here. Ruined room. That'll take 6 cycles to clear out. Yeah. Alright. Research transfer a signal amplifier in the science laboratory. Oh, so we gotta go back. Oh, it's gonna take another cycle. Oh, 1 cycle, 0 cycles. Alright. Because that's weird. 0 cycles should be 1 cycle, but whatever. So now we can access the tech tree. So accessing the tech tree to research new upgrades. This way you can upgrade rooms or unlock passive bonuses to improve efficiency. Certain technologies require an upgrade of tier 1 or a technical tech category. Unlocking new tech costs research points. Alright, research points are produced by active science labs, but can also be gained by rewards, as in away missions. Alright, so if we go to science, alright, cool. So we researched the transport of signal amplifier, and we were given the blueprint. So let's enter the ship. Captain, the blueprints for the signal amplifier are complete. However, to start production, we need to repair the workshop. So let's repair the workshop. It'll cost 10. It'll take a work team and take 3 cycles. We'll do that. We got 664 deuterium. Okay. Seems pretty straightforward. Can I assign a hero to Oh, I can. Alright, I can assign Neelix there. Can I assign a hero? No, to the bridge. Sickbay engineering office. Add a work team? Oh, I see. You have to upgrade. Okay. A main engineering. How about a hero there? Torres. Oh, yeah. Of course. Anywhere else? Oh, it tells you who your crew member are. Okay, cool. Very cool. All right, zoom in on the bridge. Take a look. Oh, that's nice. Just below the mess hall, eh? Didn't realize that. Interesting. All right, let's go to the tech tree. Here's our tier 1. Here's our list. Let's cycle through. Some Borg research that we have access to. But we can rotate the shield frequency if we want to start researching that. Reduces enemy shield penetration by 20%. Hull reinforcement. Let's try this one. 10 turns. We'll research that. Right, that's been researched. I think we gotta wait for this to be fixed. Alright, 1 cycle. Workshop completed. Workshop repair, Captain. We can start production of the single amplifier. Let's do it. I'll take 3 cycles. And room, like clear the debris. Where's that room? I don't see the room. Oh, there it is. Build me crew quarters. Wait, that's not crew quarters. Yeah, it's only 2. We'll place it right here. 4 cycles. 516 on deuterium. The signal amplifier has been completed and is ready for use, Captain. It will be wise to make haste back to the Ocampa. Alright. That's good, but I think I want to grab some deuterium. And take 2 cycles. Let's go to system. Got duranium there. Duranium. Duranium. Science. Deuterium. 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 So let's go set a course here. And emergency quarters have been completed, so our penalty is gone. Morale is better now. Research has been completed on hull reinforcement. Let's enter the ship. Anything else we want to build? Rotate shield frequency. Sure, why not? Deuterium is running low, so I guess because we're critically low, a new task has been set for us. We'll stock up to 500. So we now have to grab 500 total. We have 294. That's not bad. We can do that. Let's grab these easily collect resources. There you go. And there you go. We got an extra 200 morale. That was easy. Let's go here and grab some more. 425? Sure. Abandoned vessel. Lost to full storage. Excellent. But we capped it. Let's go grab this spatial anomaly research stuff. Rotate the shield frequency. Excellent. I think that's it for tier 1 in the demo. Let's go to tier 2 and research that. Whoops. Let us... Ooh, spatial anomaly. We could either go get 30 or try to go for 40, but there's some risk involved. We'll do the safe route for now. Ooh, that was barely... barely able to do that, but let's set course for Ocampa. Let's keep going. Research has been completed, which is good. Alright, we reached our destination. Let's send the away team. So Kess is going with us. We have some challenges to accomplished, so we'll take Tuvok. Kim can do that? I've already got Tuvok. Not many. There are a couple of instances where you're going to need someone with repair skill. And Kim has that. We do, however, see more, also 2 instances of research, and Kim has that as well. Along with Tuvok. Oh boy. Well, I think in this case, I'm going to take Bolano. Just because this might be a better mix. Alright, let's try that. Upon materializing near the tunnel entrance, a group of Kazon is already there, tinkering with the security barrier in frustration. As soon as they notice the away team, they flinch in fear and back off a bit. "Watch out!" shouts one of them. "The foreign warriors are back!" "Captain," the Kazon seem hesitant, almost fearful. "What are our orders?" "Bluff to open fire if they don't retreat. Count to 3. That won't work. Ignore the Kazon and proceed directly to the entrance. This is kind of a... oh boy. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, success! The team confidently ignores the Kazon, heading straight for the tunnel entrance. The Kazon, intimidated by the away team's fearless demeanor, make no attempt to stop them. "Captain, we've reached the tunnel entrance, using the transporter signal amplifier now to find the possible breaches in the security barrier. Using the transport... okay. Use the amplifier to locate breaches in the barrier." So... whoa, let's try this. Let's see what happens when we do this. Although, one of them might be... I mean, Tuvok is fatigued, so we'll try... I guess we should just play it safe. Play it safe and just let Bolano do it. What's next? We're going to have command. Alright, we're going to do this. Yeah, success. The away team deploys the transport signal amplifier, carefully scanning the barrier for any vulnerabilities. After a tense few minutes, they locate a small breach in the energy field. So they successfully transport the signals through the opening and into a tunnel. Beyond the barrier, the tunnel opens into a breathtaking sight. Embedded into a large cavern, a futuristic environment with smooth white walls emerges in front of the away team, glowing in a white warm light and littered with patches of green. The Ocampa City. So... yeah, the reason why I didn't use Tuvok is because I think we have some command and issues and command points that we might need to put into. Might as well let them rest so they can use this full points. Let's try it. "Captain, we're inside the Ocampa City, but it's a maze of streets and chambers. How should we proceed to find Chakotay?" Let's use Cass. She has the Ocampa trait. We'll get 200 morale on this one, and let's do it. Seems easy. Cass approaches a group of Ocampa, respectfully asking for assistance in locating the missing Tom and Chakotay. The Ocampa, touched by her concern, eagerly provide directions to a medical facility. The away team eventually finds their new crew members, awake but disoriented, surrounded by strange medical equipment. Chakotay instinctively reaches for a weapon, but before any confrontation can occur, the ground starts to shake violently. Run morale. A message from Captain Janeway cuts to the joy of reunion. The caretaker array has apparently repositioned itself and is now firing at the tunnel entrance. We need to get out of here. So, lead the team through the collapsing tunnels, or clear a path through any debris or obstacles. There's a higher chance of success, plus maybe a small chance of critical success. We'll get some resources out of it too. Alright, success. The away team clears a path through the collapsing tunnels, using their phasers to blast away debris and create a safe passage. They dodge falling rocks and collapsing ceilings, ensuring everyone escapes safely. Soon they reach the exit, the security barrier the only thing standing between them and their escape. The tremors are interfering with the signal amplifier's focus, Captain. The connection is constantly being interrupted. We can't beam out like this. So, Let's just go all out on this one. Just go all out. Do it. Analyze the tremors. Boom. Oh, you're kidding me. The team analyzes the tremors interference pattern and quickly way to pick just come on, really? All right. Quickly recalibrates the transporter signal amplifier to compensate. The transporter signal stabilizes, allowing the away team to lock onto the beam and materialize safely back on Voyager. So mission complete. We got some research points, morale boost, and some materials. And there you go. Very cool. Chakotay recruited. Back on Voyager, Tom Paris breathes a sigh of relief while Chakotay eyes his Starfleet rescuers with suspicion. The Maquis commander struggles to understand this sudden alliance. Captain Chakotay, welcome aboard Voyager. I'm Captain Catherine Janeway, and Mr. Paris, it's good to have my pilot back. What, no champagne? Not even the replicated? I'm Commander Chakotay of the Maquis. Torres, what's going on here? Long story, Chakotay. Short version, we're stuck with Federation sycophants in the Delta Quadrant. And we share a common goal, getting back home. Anything you learned on the planet could help us. Let's see what they learned. What can you tell us about the Ocampo? Naive, friendly. They don't get out much, and that's good, because they wouldn't survive. Apparently, they've been living underground for longer than anyone can remember. That's true. Our ancestors lived on the surface once. Ancient journals tell us that the caretaker opened a deep chasm and led us underground. Any idea why? They mentioned a warming? The day our surface turned into a desert. On that day, the caretaker appeared and built our city. Since then, he has provided for the Ocampo. A debt that can never be repaid. Say again, Lieutenant Tuvok? There is enough evidence for me to form a reasonable hypothesis, Captain. The Ocampo homeworld turned into a desert from one day to the next. The caretaker's immediate arrival seems to be a no coincidence. I assume he is responsible for the ecological damage, building the underground city and caring for them. He seems to be trying to make amends. But how could he cause such devastation? To render a planet incapable of sustaining life? I confess I do not know. Ask if they learned anything about the caretaker. Did you learn anything about the caretaker? They say he's been acting out of the ordinary lately, abducting people, and he increased their power supply to half a decade. And he destroyed the tunnels. It sounds like he's preparing for something, but what? Ask if they know why they were sent to Ocampo. The caretaker mentioned that you might have what he needs. Can you make sense of that? We woke up covered in scabs. The Ocampo said we were sent away to prevent some kind of plague, except we weren't sick before. They also mentioned others with the same disease, but they didn't last. They died? I want you both in sick bay now. Well, this plays like an episode. Captain, their condition is unusual. It appears to be a cellular disruption caused by the introduction of foreign genetic material. Their bodies are rejecting it, rather violently, I might add. They're fortunate. A few more days and the cellular disruption would have been fatal. Foreign genetic material? For what purpose? An excellent question, Commander. It appears to have been introduced deliberately, though why anyone would want to inject them with incompatible DNA is beyond my comprehension. Prognosis, Doctor? I've already started the treatment. With my expertise, they should make a full recovery. Captain, there is now enough evidence to form a reasonable hypothesis. The caretaker provides the Ocampo with a mere 5 years' worth of energy, then destroys the access tunnels. In addition, he frequently mentioned running out of time. The caretaker has sustained the Ocampo for a millennia. Why this sudden urgency? It is illogical. My conclusion is that he does not intend to continue his role as caretaker. The doctor's discovery further confirms my hypothesis. The caretaker is enacting measures to safeguard the Ocampo for as long as possible. However, they will run out of energy eventually, so he seeks a successor, someone who holds the key to their survival, and a compatibility with the caretaker's DNA. This explains the abduction and subsequent testing of individuals from various sectors. I believe that the caretaker is dying. If he dies, how the hell are we supposed to get home? We have to return to Uray before it's too late. Captain, given the character's reluctance to cooperate, a more assertive approach may be necessary. The Vulcan's right. If that overgrown energy blob won't send us home, we'll blast our way out. Phasers, torpedoes, the whole shebang. I believe a bit of tactical planning is in order. Shields first, then phasers. Alright, so now we gotta repair the shield generator, phaser control room, torpedo bay. So, this has gone on an hour, but I guess we're near the end of this demo, so I want to, I guess, play it out. So we've got to repair these three things. So let's see. Let's start with the shield generator, repair that. They'll take 2 cycles. Let's go with phaser control. They'll take 15. We're going to have to wait. In the meantime, I guess I'll grab some more deuterium. Alright, phaser control and shield generator are online. Let's enter the ship real quick. Alright, next up the torpedo launch bay. I have enough. 3 cycles to repair that. Whoops. I'm running low on resources. Alright, torpedo launch bay is done. Our offensive and defensive capabilities have been restored, Captain. We're as ready as we'll ever be. Let's show this quadrant what we're really made of. Yeah, but first I gotta grab these resources. Let's do that. Alright, that's done. And let's go to this sector map. Let's go back. Okay, that's cool. Where are we? We're here? Might as well grab this deuterium. Got maxed out. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the cargo bay is overflowing. So it basically wants us to complete another task, build an additional cargo bay. Sure. I mean, we're not gonna. I mean, I'll just do it. Maybe we'll finish it by the time we get there. I don't know. Let's see. Here. I'll take 5 cycles. Let's go. Set a course. Ruined room has been cleared. And cargo bay. Alright. There you go. We reached our destination. Orders? I'll just let it finish out. Alright, there's the cargo bay. There you go. Hunter morale. There we go. Let's do this. Continue. Oh. Looks like we have guests. The Kazon. It seems we were expected, Captain. It's the Kazon. The lead ship is hailing us. They're probably not calling a chat. I'll have our marquee raider manned. We'll have support if this turns into a fight, Captain. Excellent idea, but let's see what the Kazon have to say first. Why are you here? Do you truly believe you could defeat us? All we care about is getting home, Jabin. We'll beam over to the array and see if we can arrange that. That's all? After your display of firepower? We do not fear you, but we are not fools. We have no dispute with you. Then leave. The array is ours. This is absurd. We have no intention of challenging you. The array is mine. Leave or face my wrath. Jabin, can we discuss this like two civilized... He's disconnected, Captain, and they're powering up their weapons. Battle stations! Alright, combat hero selection. Each combat encounter, you may choose up to 3 heroes to utilize their specific strengths and abilities. Click on the plus symbols to select new heroes. Alright, so we have the USS Voyager, Namaki Raider versus a Kazon carrier, vessels, support vessel Alpha and Beta. So we have Harry Kim and Tuvok. Let's get Maquis maneuver, rousing speech, evasive maneuver, shield hacking, coordinating attack, evasive. Sure, we'll choose this. Start of combat. The Voyager will fight autonomously. Phasers are fired automatically. Torpedoes manually. You control the ship by opening the command menu and deciding how to approach the ship. The enemy. Combat is paused. Complete tutorial steps to continue. What are your orders? I guess you press E for orders, and you defend your ship to try and attack or defend a side with either defensive or offensive movements. Fleeing requires enemy engines to be damaged, while surrendering costs resources as a form of payment. You can also repair damaged subsystems. Proceed to offensive movement. 4 is damaged. Okay. Let's go to defensive actions, and let's go with weapons. Press toggle to unpause. Alright, I'd love to see this thing out of the way. Can you please, like... oh, there you go. Oh, look at that. Hero abilities. In battle, hero abilities can be activated either by selecting them with the mouse or pressing the number keys. A blue countdown indicates that the ability is activated, while a white countdown shows the cooldown time until the ability is ready for use again. For more detailed information about the effective abilities, hover over the respective image with the mouse. Shield hacking. Alright. but I want to try torpedoes. Oh, I used Tuvok's thing. His ability. Attack the front. Torpedoes have to be followed manually. Shift key. Oh. They are very powerful weapons causing great damage to systems and hull. However, their effect is negligible against shields, so make sure you're firing from the right angle. Alright, so we have to look and see which one's red. Oh, there you go. There goes another torp. Enemy ship has surrendered, Captain. Alright. Orders, attack. Shields. Let's try shield hacking. Whoops. Get out of the way, you! Let's actually go with shields again. Combat result, win. Alright, our hull is 95%. There you go. Oh! Why? We were winning. It surrendered. Why'd you have to do that? We pushed them back, but it was a close call. We got our crew beamed off in time before the raider exploded. You are strong, Captain, but there is strength in numbers. I have called for reinforcement. This array will be mine. And I guess we don't have much time. Hail the array. Oof. Alright. Well, aren't you persistent? We need you to send us back to where we came from. Impossible. I've barely enough strength to complete my work. I must protect the Ocampa. If I don't, the Kazon will steal their water. They won't be able to survive. What happened to the Ocampa was your fault. Let's confront them. Something you did turn their planet to a desert, didn't it? That was a debt that could never be repaid. We were explorers from another galaxy. We had no idea our technology would devastate their atmosphere. 2 of us were chosen to stay behind and care for them. 2? Where's the other? She went off to look for more interesting places. You must let go of the Ocampa? Did you ever consider allowing the Ocampa to care for themselves? They're children. Children grow up. They need challenges. Maybe the Ocampa are stronger than you think. Well, send us home. You've dragged us into this. You need to send us... Captain, Jabin wasn't bluffing. His reinforcements have arrived. I could try to access the array system to transport us to the Alpha Quadrant, Captain. No, I'm fading. Time is up. If you leave, the array will be left to the Kazon. They will annihilate the Ocampa. You must destroy it. Don't listen to him, Captain. We'll be stranded. Please, protect the Ocampa. What is right and what is easy? The caretaker fades away, collapsing into an inert crystalline form. Janeway is now faced with an impossible choice. Return home to the Alpha Quadrant, leaving the Ocampa's defenses, or sacrifice Voyager's return to ensure their safety. The clock is ticking. Well, he's gone. Captain, the Kazon are closing in. Shall I try to access the primary controls to send us back? So we could either destroy the array like they did in the show, or we can go home. Access primary control systems to return home. I kind of want to see what happens. Go home. Protecting the Ocampa would violate the Prime Directive. My responsibility is to this crew. Access the control systems. We're going home. You're abandoning the Ocampa. To hell with the Prime Directive. They deserve a chance to live. Reconsider. Destroy the array. Success chance. You can follow through and there's a 60% chance of success. Access the primary control systems to return home. Let's do this. Come on. It's my ship, Captain. It's my ship, Commander. Tuvok. Now. Attempting to access the primary control systems. It says success. Transit program initiated. The array is ready. Engage. Homeward bound. Janeway makes the call. Voyager will return home. Tuvok activates the caretaker's technology and a blinding white light engulfs the ship. Uncertainty hangs in the air. Will it work? Will they make it back? Time seems to freeze as the crew braces for the unknown. Home. Home again. Voyager materializes in the Alpha Quadrant. A familiar star is a welcome sight, but the joy of returning home quickly fades as Starfleet and Maquis meets eyes. Just moments ago they were allies, united by a common goal. Now, back in familiar territory, the reason for their alliance has vanished. We're back! We actually made it! You abandoned the Ocampa Janeway, left into the Kazon, another powerful enemy preying on the weak, just like the Cardassians. I want to apologize for putting my crew first, Chakotay. If you remember, the only reason you and I formed this alliance was to get our people back home safely. And now we're back to being enemies? Is that it? You're going to hand us over to Starfleet? Oh, so you can arrest the Maquis or let them go? Ooh. We'll let you go. Chakotay, we've been through a lot. I can't ignore that. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to make a full report to Starfleet Command about how the Maquis regrettably evaded our attempts to apprehend them. When I return to the bridge, I trust you and your crew will have made yourselves scarce. Aye. Chakotay, damn it! What are we waiting for? Let's get out of here! Consider this a parting gift. Farewell. Thank you. Goodbye, Captain. Captain, letting the Maquis go is a breach of Starfleet protocol. Logic dictates that they should be held accountable for their crimes. Value compassion over logic, or we owed it to them? Yeah, let's just we owed them. We owed them a debt, Lieutenant. They helped us get Harry back. They fought alongside us against the Kazon. Without them, we wouldn't have made it back home. I failed to see how a debt justifies compromising Starfleet security protocols, Captain. B'Elanna, the Maquis, they saved my life. What they did in the past, it doesn't matter. I won't complain about their help either, but the thought of going back to New Zealand, not exactly my idea of a happy ending. Maybe you could pull a few strings for me with Starfleet Command, Captain? Reassure him or promise nothing? Reassure him, whatever. Tom, I made you a promise, didn't I? And perhaps a certain pilot with unique skills might find a place for himself on Voyager sooner than he thinks. That is music to my ears, Captain. I'll show Starfleet what this pilot extraordinaire can really do. Well, gentlemen, it seems our adventure has come to an end. Mr. Paris, set a course for Starfleet headquarters. It's time to report in, and for a coffee break. And there it is. You've reached the end of the demo. You escaped fate and brought Voyager home against all odds. A peaceful return, but you've missed out on all the exciting adventures and discoveries the crew would have experienced otherwise. The adventure that you've chosen to skip is waiting for you, so you can add it to your wish list if you want. But yeah, that is the demo. That was pretty cool. It's nice that you have the option of heading home, and I'm glad I got to see that ending. But that's Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. Overall, it's a pretty good demo. For one thing, it gives you a pretty concise look at all the different options and features that the game has to offer. Pretty engaging gameplay. Something I definitely would like to play more of. I don't know exactly when it's coming out. Sometime in 2026. But the demo's out there right now. You can try it out yourself. The Steam store page will have a link to it for you, and I'll provide that in the description below. But that'll do it for me. I'm really excited for this. Overall, though, yeah, graphically it looks great. The interface seems very, very clear to understand. There are some grammatical errors, but you know it's a demo. It's not representative of the final product. I assume they'll get that sorted out. But yeah, other than that, it runs well on my computer for another thing. My computer being slightly older than others, but yeah, it ran real smooth, no issues. Music-wise, again, doesn't have any of the original music, but the music is passable so far. We'll have to hear more of it as you play more of the game in the full release. But that's our look at the demo for Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. You can try it out yourself. If you liked this video, though, please feel free to leave a like or a comment or even subscribe to the channel. I normally do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/DrCDCS. I normally play older content, older DOS games, and PC content like for Windows. That's more or less what I play. But I use this channel to play newer stuff. That's why I've been doing it. I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, I hope to catch you there. If you do happen to catch this video and want to pop in during one of my Twitch streams, I stream Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays after 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So pop in, say you came from the YouTube channel and say hi. I really would love to hear from you if you did. But yeah, other than that, Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!